I'm Eain Stearns. You guys probably know me as APA. After a lot of discussion with myself and listening to the haters, I think it's best for me to retire. Just kidding. I'm a free agent now. So last month after we lost, of course, every player had their one-on-ones with Dodo and Team Liquid. He told me I was being let go. And then we just had a short conversation about what's going to be happening next. I kind of expected it, but there was the 10% of me hoping that I can stay on the team. So that sucked, but I don't think our conversation was emotional or tough or anything. I'm not naive. I get how the esports scene works. Team Liquid wants to win. We got 6th place. That's not winning. That's nowhere close. So of course, after the meeting with Dodo, I just called my parents. I just told them how it was. I didn't sugarcoat it. I was just bad news. I'm off Team Liquid. I don't really know what that means going forward, but I'll figure it out. And I just told them I'll keep them in the loop. I mean, they were both upset. My mom was visibly upset, but they're involved enough in the scene, and they've watched for so long now that they've seen the player shuffle that happens all the time. So they weren't surprised, I guess. Right after I got off the phone from my parents, just thought about what I want to do, and I still think of myself as a pretty good player. So I just want to compete. I set very high expectations for myself, and then I not only try to hold myself to that, but then I try to push my teammates up towards that, because I think League is a game that rewards passion, and you put as much time into the game as possible, you're bound to see results. When I was called up, it was just a pretty normal day. I don't recall who we scrimmed, but I was on the academy team, and we scrimmed another academy team. I was playing solo queue. After our scrims, all my teammates and I still played at the office, and then I'm in the middle of a solo queue game, and Dodo and Spawn, they literally just pulled me out of the solo queue game, and I think I asked Arrow to play for me, which I think he lost the game. And then we had a 15-minute conversation, and they told me that the very next day, so because I think this was Thursday, when LCS was still played Thursday and Friday, I was going to be playing LCS. And it didn't really cross my mind that I could ever be promoted because I was the Korean-speaking roster. And I, of course, don't speak a lick of Korean. And yeah, he just told me that I would be starting. So that night, we did the new LCS team with me. Did a small draft meeting. I think I said I'm good on 2 champions that I want to play the most. It's Ziggs and Nico. And then the night leading into it, I of course called my family, let some of my immediate friends know. And they gave me Rainover's 1 size too small jersey that I still have. It was the Star Wars jersey, and they put duct tape on the back and the front, and they wrote my name on it. And then, I think 2023 Worlds, it was definitely very daunting for me. I definitely had imposter syndrome going into that Worlds. No more than 3 months ago was I playing an academy versus any random mids who you guys probably don't even know of. And then the next thing I know, I'm playing against Faker, literally my first match of Worlds. So that's of course a massive difference, but obviously you guys know that World sucked. We lost a GAM, and then going from that to next year, everything wasn't, all sunshine and rainbows, I'm not gonna lie, but it was still a fun year. We won a championship. We won my first championship. I was incredibly emotional about it. Went to MSI, the longest win streak or something like that. We broke some record in the summer split. One of the few teams to lose to Minions, even though we didn't hold ourselves to the high standard that we wanted to. It was still a drastically better Worlds. Yes, we did lose to China twice, but those games, in my opinion, were our games to win. I think one of the best parts about being a professional gamer is making internationals. To my credit, I've made a fair amount of them. Honestly, although they're cracked up to be, I think I've enjoyed whether it's MSI or even First Stand in Worlds as well. You get to scrim against the best players. You get to experience other cultures. I've been to China, Korea, Europe. I've faced Faker, took him down 2 times. From myself, I went from not being able to have an impact on the games to almost carrying games. I didn't have the best Worlds, but had a better showcasing of Worlds than my previous year. So it was hard and very tense at some moments, but it was very enjoyable. I think that's when I grew really close to some of the teammates, specifically Umpty, honestly. I think Umpty was probably the best teammate that you could have asked for. He was my roommate. Great roommate, great teammate, just a lot of fun to be around. Even to this day, I still message him. I always joke to him that, let's go be on some shitty LCS team together. And, get 6th place and then have ramen every night. And then Spawn, of course, Spawn's been my coach for 3 years. And every moment with Spawn hasn't been easy, but I think we always just respected our passion, understood that any conflict wasn't coming from a place of me disliking him or him disliking me. It was always just view of the game was slightly different at the time. He's been one of the people that definitely fought for me to stay here throughout the years. So yeah, special shout out to Dodo and Spawn for even bringing me on here, and then just to all the other guys, Impact, Jan, Core. It was great working with them, especially last year. This year not so much because we sucked, but I have no issues with them. Yuji was he was the rising sun on our team that was descending into hell. He was just a happy face, always trying his best, even in the off season. Like we're the only two people that come to the office, and like we sit next to each other every day, and we just talk shit. And yeah, I think I'm like a couple years his veteran now, and so I've just been trying my best to give him as much advice as I can. But I think in general, this year was rough for everyone, and then it definitely hit my motivation. Like a lot of it wasn't enjoyable this year, just with how the team was. But then, you know, you sit outside, you watch all these matches for a month, whether it's like the qualifications, the playoffs, and it's like, damn, like I've been there. That shit's fun as hell. I miss that. Like I miss playing in front of the crowd. I miss winning the big games. I miss all that stuff. I'm hoping things pan out, but sometimes the cookie doesn't crumble the way you want it to. So like there's a little bit of worry, but I'm also confident that, you know, whatever happens, happens. I think I did my best to showcase myself as a player the past 2.5 years. That generally will do the talking for me. It'll be interesting to play under a different banner that's on Team Liquid, because over the course of the past 3 years, I've learned to call this place my home, and no longer going to be my home. So it'll be a bit bittersweet to leave, but I look forward to the rematch against you guys. And of course, finally to the fans, like to whether you're a Team Liquid fan or just a personal APA fan, over the past 3 years, it's been great. Like just experiencing it all. You know, I came in as like a nobody, and now I would say a fair amount of people know me. And through the highs and lows, most of you have supported me. It's been nice. Like even like recently when I was, you know, cut, like a bunch of people in my Discord are talking to me, like, you know, just like checking up on me. And then of course to the haters, yeah, got the last laugh this time, but I'll be back next year.